am going to share my experience on what I believe to have been my experience with meeting a male witch or a warlock or some type of wizard. So, with my amount of spiritual discernment, I have fully embodied my higher self, and so everywhere I go, people's subconscious immediately detects this, and I believe I am a magnet for pure people or souls who need spiritual intervention. God uses me as a channel to walk into people's lives, to be an example and show them, give them the opportunity and the experience to have their demons come forth and be mirrored back to them in kind of like a profound way. It's almost like the way that you treat people with the spiritual and divine discernment is how you are treating God, and God is watching through his all-seeing eye how you treat these people that he's anointed to do this type of work for him. This is high-level spiritual work. So what I do is energetic work and spiritual work, and I'm getting the download that as I go further into my career with this, I will continue to meet and attract people, and this is obviously one of my first experiences of this, and I'm trying to make light of it, so very quickly see what pieces I need to get out of it immediately, and so how I can change future interactions. So this weekend was my first ever CE continuing education credits for my massage therapy license. Everybody who's a licensed therapist has to complete like 25 credits each year, and we get to pick. I went to this incredible 3-day training out in Eustis. Okay, I went alone, and it was called Mind Body Activation, and there was this incredible speaker. His name was Jeff. He's like the founder of the National, if I mess this up, I apologize, the National Science Center of Qigong. And I know a little bit about Qigong from school. It's energy spiritual work combined with a little bit of like breath work, and also like prayer and Reiki. So it's definitely like a modality that I'm interested in. I'm also getting certified in Qigong very, very soon for my birthday. So very excited. But I went to one of these events, okay, and this is how the universe fates and sets things up for me. Went to one of these events, probably like maybe 100 people, right? I went alone, and I met someone, or I attracted, because I was already seated on day one in my seat of where I needed to be. So I got the instructions from the divine to go to this 3-day event, and there was something happening for me like in the physical, like I was getting the training I needed. I had some other things that I like. When you're in your path for alignment, everything that you do, like every event and every meeting and everything, it will align you in so many different ways. It's not just going to benefit you in one way. So there were a lot of things going on, but besides the education for my license, and I was just really grateful to like be around all these energy workers and people who are very passionate about massage and like who consider themselves as healers as we move forward into Age of Aquarius, where all the natural medicine is going to be, very prominent. But then on the spiritual level, because God has always got me battling his demons down here, I tell you, I swear, the earth angels do not get a break. I met and attracted what I believe to be a male witch, and Spirit is having me not replay, but like confirm every instance. Now that it's all over, I don't have to see this person anymore. My mind is going back through and being like, yes. And I'm just sitting here like almost on the edge of tears, like, so thankful for the protection that I have, because the protection that I have, obviously worked on myself to give myself to that, also that my higher self protects me, and then like a greater, like a God, a very great power just like has his heart for me, because these things go on and I step back and look at it after it's happened and I'm like, wow, I'm only human. Like, I can only take so much. So like, if there weren't these other things playing in my favor. But anyways, so I meet this person, and right away, immediately, he gives me his business card, to where I check it out, and on the back, it's like jam-packed with all these things that he does. And specifically what stood out to me was, well, he introduced himself as a psychic, which, like, I consider myself a psychic. Like, my intuition is so on point strong. My manifestation is incredible. Like, I am in tune with spirit a lot. I speak to people that have passed on, but like, I don't know that I introduce myself. Like, I'm pretty humble about it, for the sake of, like, I'm doing this for the explanation of this video, and like, obviously if I have clients that are interested in the work that I do, I share that, but like, I don't know that it's like the first thing I would tell a stranger. Anyways, there were just a lot of little things, and I saw that on the back of his card he does Akashic record work, which I think that was my tip off. And then like just some other things that made me believe that and then he was like really interested in my like all of my jewelry. He kept touching it a lot, which is like he said he was charging my crystals and stuff, and like, I do believe that people can do that with their hands, like, and if somebody comes to me in the spiritual community and says that they can do that, I'm like, I like to share gifts. I like to have people share their gifts. So, yeah. Anyways, I wanted to speak on, so something we did today was on day 3. We were doing like energy work and like chakra clearing. And so he turns to me, we're about to do some Reiki, and he finds out that I do Reiki because I give him my business card. And when I first got his, I told him, I said very nonchalant, I said, we do a lot of the same work. And I think, like, I don't know why I worded it that way at the time, but I think my higher self kind of was tipped off to, like, you and I do, like, you claim to do this work, and I actually do this work. Like, there was some type of distinction where, like, we're both doing spiritual work, but you are on, like, the dark side of it. And, like, there are a lot of dark light workers, or I don't know what else to call them other than demons. And like, I'm pretty sure people are like, well, who do you think you are? You just call everybody a demon. Like, yeah, everybody does have demons attached to them if they don't do their shadow work, and they don't, have these exorcisms on parts of themselves that have entities controlling certain aspects of them, and like, planting devices in between some of our, like, we have a 7-layered body. Like, we have spirit layer, mental layer, energetic layer, a physical layer, a light body layer, like all of these layers. People will like, and he even told me this very specifically, which is what I found very odd. Like, he told me about implanting a device in between the layers of somebody's. I've never heard anybody say anything like that. It was kind of very, what's the word? Not diabolical, like, sinister almost, it felt to me. And I'm like, why would you, like, we're here to talk about energy work that helps people. We're not here to, anyway. God wants me to play out this step by step. So today we do some energy work, and I ask him to be my partner, because why the fuck not? Like, you know? And so I told him, I said, I receive first, because when you do the exchange, somebody has to be the receiver and the giver first, and then you swap, like when you're doing massage stuff. So I laid down on my mat, and he went to do an energetic cleanse, and this is the most unprofessional thing I've ever experienced so far, and I have to call it out, because I want to be held to a high standard in what I'm going to be doing and what I do and what I consider myself to be helping people. Like, do you hear my throat right now? Okay, so let me tell you what this witch did to me. I give him no power, but I'm explaining it for the circumstances. We were doing the chakras, and when he got to my throat and my third eye, like, he didn't even cover. First off, we were supposed to cover the 2 visual eyes and the third eye for the chakra cleansing. He did not cover these eyes and put his entire hand on here. And when he went to do this, he was being playful with me, but went like that as he was gonna choke me in the middle of a demonstration of doing this. Now, what I should have done was called him out right then and there. How unprofessional, how dare you do that to somebody? Because if I were a real client, which you're not even giving me the respect of that, if I were a real client and you did that to me, how would you know that is completely inappropriate? Okay? It just takes away all aspects of professionalism, in my opinion. So what I witnessed was he did not respect me. He did that. I told him, and he knew, because we had a conversation. I said, I have been, and even the instructor pointed out to say, be careful with this, only a feather touch, because some people in past lifetimes have a problem with this, because a lot of people were beheaded back in the day, okay? Or hanged. These are things around, they affect the throat chakra and how you express yourself, okay? I was decapitated in one of my one of the past lives that I can remember very well. My head was cut off. They tried to kill me 3 other separate ways, and it was a male. And so I turned to this, he doesn't know the story of that, but I turned to him as he does this joke of me, and I say, I had my head cut off in a past life. And he laughed at me. Okay, so this is somebody pretending to be a spiritual person and share this. I take past lives seriously. I don't laugh at people when they share their experiences with me and their traumas, because that stuff is part of your soul. Each new body you inherit and you incarnate into, you carry the traumatic imprints in your soul light DNA code, and you could be sensitive to certain areas, even if it's a new body. Like, I don't care. So when he told me this, no remorse, no apology. And second, his response to this was, and he laughed at it, he said, well, I was a headhunter in a past life. Bro, you just told me that you're the bad guy. That you're the bad guy right here, right now, because your demons are so upset with me right now that you are allowing them to take over in this moment and do what you just did to me. So now my throat. I feel a band here, guys. This is how powerful people's intentions and energies are, okay? And if he knew that, and he's claiming to be this, and he takes himself seriously, and he wants to have serious professional clients, this is how I know that's bogus. That is a demon disguised, okay, as a light worker. And I don't fall for that shit. I'm here to expose that shit too, because that's on the deepest level. That is the deepest level of deceit, because you have now infiltrated God's army and you are wearing sheepskin. You are in the lowest of lows right now, and you've put yourself in that spot. Why would you do that to yourself? Why would you put yourself up against God's strongest angels? Why would you battle them? it's not going to be good for you. We know what you're doing, okay? But God has me to show these demons grace, okay? So I have to act in my higher self at the moment. Because now, right now, that the higher self is, it's not that it's unactivated, but I'm not detached from it right now because I'm safe, okay? My higher self is always with me, guiding me. And this person made several points to try to diminish who I was. He said something like, well, you don't know who you are. And I just looked at him and I'm like, yes, I do. And a couple times he called me weird and I just looked at him and I'm like, yeah. Like, your words don't fucking hurt me. Your spells can't motherfucking touch me. I'll figure it all the fuck out because the chosen ones are fucking divinely instructed and we are in communication with God, okay? We are gods in human form. That's what it is when you are tuned in to your creator, when you are the magician, when you are the creator. It's so simple, like, and man, like, this is the, and I don't want to call it a burden, but that for the sake of what people want to understand, this is the burden of being a very highly attuned, spiritual, divine being, okay? And I don't even want to, I could do a whole nother video on how being a divine feminine is one of the most highest honors, but it's also one of the most dangerous things because you are involved in so many of people's karmic retribution acts or something that God has to orchestrate and you have to be part of. And you can have no harm done to you. Like, God will, it's kind of like you're, like, not an undercover agent, but like you're working for the big man. Like you're on his payroll. I don't know what else to say. Like, you're on the divine payroll and you have tasks you must go out and do in the physical realm each day that are like insanely stupid. Because now I'm thinking this whole time, I'm like, man, I did enjoy that event very much, but like, God's got me testing people too at the same time. And like, I get it. I know that's the job I signed up for. Like, high priestess, I understand. We're waking people up. We're exposing demons. We're exorcising the unfit and the unworthy. Like, we're showing people the light. We're making people nervous. Like, I get it. Okay. Prophecy, I get it. Fulfillment, yes. Chosen one, on the path, I get it. But damn, like, man, like, whoa. God really saves a lot of y'all, is that's all I'm gonna say, because if I got to handle it, if I got to handle how half of the motherfuckers treat me, I wouldn't be able to do this anymore. I would have been stopped a long time ago, probably. So, I'm very, I'm going to, part of my calling too, I believe, is, to expose fakes also in the spiritual community. I think that is, I think that's definitely a big part of my mission. I've been feeling it for a while now, and I've kind of been resisting it because maybe out of fear, because I've kind of been on the receiving end my whole life of spiritual, physical, emotional, and mental abuse from all types of things, like all types of experiences and situations. And I guess when I healed myself, I thought, like, okay, like, I'm not going to attract these things anymore, but like, I'm on another level, because like, when you're divinely chosen and like you do heal those wounds, like you're now going to be the example now. Like God is going to use you as the example of his divine mercy, of his gracious gloriousness, of his magnitude of his heart, of compassion, of forgiveness. Like you got to go through all these trials and you got to be okay with them. And that's why you're a chosen one, because your heart has been broken down. It's been purified from the inside out. It, like all of the darkness has been sucked out and siphoned away from it. And you are just like this incredible, infinite, powerful, magnetic being of goodness and love and light, and everything you do, like anything you do, is just perfection. So maybe I will make another video more, but I just had to gotta call out the fakes and the losers and the haters, and I gotta call out the bullshit in the spiritual community, because I can see right through you. I can fucking read you like a book. I'm not trying to come for you, but if you come for me, I will expose you. So namaste.